Good morning, Summit Kids. Miss Heather here. I'm so glad you're watching Kids Church with me. Oh wait, it's Jammy Jam Day. That's better. I'm in my jammies because today is the one day you get to come to church in your jammies. I love my cozy penguin jammies, don't you? So much fun. Well, our big picture question is, does God keep his promises? The answer is yes. He always keeps his promises because he is faithful. I want you to always remember that. So think about your name. How many names do you have? My name's Miss Heather. Well, my full name is Heather Renee Rask. But you know what? Some people call me Mom. 4 of them, actually. I have 4 kids. And some people call me Miss Heather because I'm a teacher too. Well, guess what? Isaiah wrote down many, many names that Jesus has. I can't wait for you to find out. But you know what's so cool about this is that he wrote the names about 700 years before Jesus even came to earth. Isn't that amazing? I can't wait for you to know more about who Jesus is.
When sin entered the world after Adam and Eve rebelled, God made an important promise. God promised a rescuer would come from Eve's family. As years passed, God's people waited for him to keep his promise. God sometimes spoke to his people through prophets and prophetesses, men and women who received a message from God and then told it to the people. The prophet Isaiah shared a message about God's promise to send a rescuer. The rescuer would be called the Messiah, which means anointed one or chosen one. This is what Isaiah wrote. The people are living in darkness now, but they will see a great light. A light will shine on them. God will grow the nation and give the people joy. People will rejoice like they do at harvest time or after a war is won. This is how God will keep his promise. A child will be born for us, a son will be given to us, and the government will be on his shoulders. He will be named Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. All these names tell us who Jesus is and the great things that he would do. Jesus was coming to earth to help people and to protect people. Jesus would be a king who cares about his people, and he would bring peace to the whole world. Isaiah also said, his kingdom will be full of his power and peace. The kingdom will grow, and he will reign on the throne as the king. He will be a good, fair, and loving king who reigns forever. God keeps his promises. He remembered his promise to send a rescuer and sent his son Jesus into the world as a baby. Jesus grew up and provided salvation for sinners by dying on the cross and rising from the dead.
Hi there, I'm Pastor Kevin. It's time for questions from kids. Benjamin from New York, New York asks,
my dad promised to let me invite a friend over this weekend, but now he has to work. I'm really mad. What should I do?
Oh, Benjamin, that's a great question. As parents, we often find ourselves sometimes making promises that we shouldn't make to our children because we don't have absolute control over our schedule and over our lives. And so sometimes, because we love our children so much, we want to do certain things for them. And then our promises are broken and we can't be as faithful as we had planned to be. So what should you do? Benjamin, first, I think you should honor your mother and your father because the Bible tells us to honor our mother and our father. So you should be gracious to him and you should be loving and kind towards your dad and know that he really wants what is best for you. The second thing, Ian, I don't want you to sin in your anger. The Lord tells us that it's okay to be angry. It's just not okay to sin in our anger. Third, I would pray for an opportunity to have the friends over again and pray that your dad's work goes really, really well and that you all could spend more time together even after he gets off from work. Parents often want to be really, 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 really faithful, but the Lord, above all, is always faithful. His yes is always yes, and his promises will never be broken because he is more faithful than anyone else. You see, God remembered his promise. His promise was to send a rescuer, to send his son, Jesus Christ, into the world. And you know what? God was faithful in doing that because he is God. And so where adults and family members and friends often break their promises of faithfulness, God never breaks his promise of faithfulness. How do you feel knowing that God is always faithful?
Hamjambo, habari za leo. Sisi ni nzuri sana. What I said was, how are you? What is the news of the day? We are doing well.
Hey everybody, we are the McDonald's. I'm Eric, this is Heather, this is Braden, Bailey, Braxton, Brennan, Britton, Brooklyn, and Bryson. We are now here in Kenya. We have been here maybe about 5 months now, and life is super different, but it's good. We got here and immediately jumped into language school. We're learning Swahili, which you just heard an example from. That's the language of our people group so that we can share the good news in their heart language. We've actually been out in the villages and been able to do that some, although we've been in full-time language school. Our kids also started full-time school at an international school here locally. Kids, do y'all wanna tell them what a normal day looks like for us here?
Bailey, will you say what a normal day looks like?
Hey y'all, I'm Bailey. One of the things I noticed about living in Kenya is that you're always the center of attention as being a foreigner, but that is a great way to share the gospel.
Hey y'all, my name is Britton. One of the things that's hard to learn here is to play with children. You can't understand them and you can't speak their language, so it's hard to understand them.
Hey y'all, my name is Braxton. A normal part of Sunday here is you spend all day in church not knowing much that they say because it is in their heart language, Swahili.
Hey guys, my name is Brennan. Something normal around here is you don't have to go to a zoo to see animals. You can walk out the door and see monkeys. And when you're driving down the road, you can see monkeys, zebras, donkeys, goats, and sheep. Hello, my name is Brooklyn. And I'm Bryson. And we can't even drink water out of the sink, and the power goes out all the time.
Hey guys, my name's Braden, and a different part of life here is the food. And most of the time we eat vegetables and rice in our meals because it's very cheap here. Meat isn't a regular part of the meal here because it's very expensive. And most people eat pretty cheap because they have a garden, like this one right here. This is our garden, and it holds a variety of things that we eat off of pretty much every day.
Hey y'all, so one of the ways that y'all can be praying for us is for language learning. It is probably one of the hardest things we've ever tried to do is to learn a new language.
So hard.
Also, you can definitely pray for our children. We are living temporarily in Kenya, and that has been hard on our kids. It is hard to make friends knowing that you will leave, and it's hard to feel settled knowing that in just a few short months we will be moving to another country. So those are two big prayer requests. Also, you can pray for the people here where we live. We have been out sharing the gospel with them, and there are so many people that need the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Thank y'all.
It's announcement time, and guess what? because January has 5 Sundays, so we're having another Sunday Fun Day. Yay! I can't wait. I invited Mr. Illusion to come and show us all his cool tricks. I want you to invite a friend and really look forward to it. It's gonna be January 30th, the last Sunday of January. But guess what? Next week, we're doing something crazy. It's going to be come to church in crazy mittens. So, it's cold, we wanna keep our hands warm. I wanna see all your fun mittens that you have. So come to church wearing mittens next week. Well, our time together is over. I hope you've had an awesome time, kids. Have a great week. Bye.